Dead bodies will continue to be transformed into the flesh-eating ghouls.
Hello, I'm Spooky Bill, and you're watching Pathophysiology of the Living Dead. Picture it, April 2009. The Midnight Podcast, Spooky Bill, moi, does a review of the game Zombie Fluxx. Also, gets a great interview with the creator, Andy Looney, and the artist, Derek Ring. That's what we're going to do today. The Midnight Podcast is no longer, so I'd like to keep these out there. It's a great game, and they're pretty cool guys that I talked to. So it's going to be a three-parter. The first part is going to be the game. Second part is going to be the interview with Andy Looney. And the third part is going to be the interview with Derek Ring, the artist. This is Spooky Bill with a review of the card game Zombie Fluxx. Now, Fluxx is a specialty card game created by Andy Looney in 1996, and has been revised several times since then. There have been many expansions and variants to the game, such as Eco Fluxx, Family Fluxx, and the new released Monty Python Fluxx. Fluxx has been translated into German, Japanese, Dutch, and Spanish, and has even won a Mensa Select Award, which apparently is hard to win. Now, in 2007, the geniuses at Looney Labs realized, much as we zombie fans have always known, that zombies make everything better. So they developed Zombie Fluxx, which paid off because it won the Origins Award for Best Traditional Card Game of 2007. Zombie Fluxx retails for about $16, though I found it as low as $11.99 online. It contains 100 full-color cards of a medium-weight glossy stock, illustrated by Derek Ring. The game is for 2 to 6 players, ages 8 and up, but the number of players can easily be increased by adding an expansion or variants. I think I've played with as many as 8 before, but we had 3 decks mixed together. Average playtime is listed as 10 to 40 minutes, but will vary greatly game to game. Setup is about a minute. Each player gets 3 cards. There's a draw pile and a discard pile. There's a card with the basic rules on it that gets set out for everyone to see. The basic rules are you draw 1 card and you play 1 card. But this is where it starts to get interesting. The game is titled Fluxx because the rules and gameplay are in a constant state of flux. Now, there are 5 cards that you can play. They are new rule cards, which change or add to the basic rules of draw 1, play 1. These can be draw 4, play 2, or can even enforce a hand limit, making you discard your leftover cards. But this being Zombie Fluxx, there are rules like Dead Friends, with the caption, "Dude, promise you'll kill me quick if ever I become one of them." This rule turns friend keepers into zombie creepers. I'll explain those in a minute. There are action cards, which allow you to do a one-time action, such as drawing 2 more cards and using them, steal cards from an opponent, discard new rules, or my favorite, titled Zombie Jamboree, which has you gather up and shuffle together everyone's keepers and creepers and deal them back out. And next are the keepers. These are the cards that you need to win the game. You play them by putting them face up in front of you. Examples are shotgun, coffee, brains, etc. Remember the friends I was telling you about earlier? Well, the male friend is none other than Andy Looney, and the female friend is his wife and business czar of Looney Labs, Kristen Looney. Next, you have your goal cards. They define what keepers you need to win the game. For example, the goal They Fear Fire requires the keepers of gasoline and lumber, where the goal of What's in the Tool Shed requires the keepers of the shovel, the chainsaw, and no zombies. Then there's an ungoal, which if played and there are 5 creepers on the table means that the game is over and nobody wins. The zombies have won. Why would anyone play that card, you ask? Well, you might not have a choice. If you happen to play the action card Draw 2 and use them, it could be one of the cards you have to play, and you don't have a choice. The zombies are your last card, and they are called creepers. And unlike keepers, which you want because they help you win, creepers usually prevent you from winning. They're undesirable. Although there are some goals, such as Zombie Baseball Team, which do require zombies in order to win. The creepers have 1 to 4 zombies on them, and their behaviors are different for each type. When one is drawn, it is immediately put into play with your keepers in front of you, and a replacement card is drawn. If you draw another creeper, then you keep drawing until you get a card that's not a creeper. Killing a zombie will require a weapon keeper, such as a shotgun. If a weapon bonus rule has been initiated, then you can use the shovel or the baseball bat as a weapon. And when the zombie season rule is in effect, you can kill a zombie with your bare hands. However, not all zombies die the same. When a single zombie is killed, it goes in the discard pile. A pair of zombies is a little smarter. They can be killed the same way, but when you have that card and you kill another zombie, they flee to an opponent of your choice. There's an arrow on the zombie trio card, and when they are killed, they go into the direction that the arrow points, to the left or to the right. And lastly, there's the zombie quartet, which when they're killed, they go onto the top of the draw pile. The zombie art isn't overly gory. This is a family game after all. They're cartoon-style drawings. The zombies are from all walks of life. You've got Boy Scouts, farm girls, postal workers, etc. They have green skin, they're emaciated, a lot of noses are rotted off, some torn flesh, but very little blood. In fact, the only blood I see is on a female zombie in a white jumpsuit, but the blood is dark enough that it can easily be mud. And in the flamethrower booster deck I got in the mail just yesterday, there's a waitress with blood on her uniform, though it could easily be spaghetti sauce as well. This game is a lot of fun. Almost everyone who I've played it with has enjoyed it as well, even if they aren't what you would call a gamer. Now, considering how much fun I've had with this game, and that you don't have to be a gamer to enjoy it, not to mention the fact that Andy Looney didn't just make zombie keepers, but he created an entirely new card for them. My rating, using the Midnight Podcast scale of A being the best and E being the worst, I give Zombie Fluxx an A+. So there it is, Zombie Fluxx. Great game. Fluxx, the whole family of games is a lot of fun. If you like board games and you like card games, I highly recommend this game. Stay tuned for the next parts, where I interview Derek Ring and Andy Looney. And if you're interested in more Fluxx games, go to looney.labs.com. So that's it for Pathophysiology of Living Dead. I hope you enjoyed it, and remember, stay spooky.